Today, I will be announcing the winner of my 200 subs giveaway competition. A few months ago, UVS Games gave me the exclusive reveal for Camie Utsushimi, who I think is a really fascinating character with a lot of deck building possibilities. So to celebrate the reveal, I announced a competition where I would be pre-ordering a box of Jetburn from Rochester CCG for the winner. And the competition is to send me a deck list for Camie Utsushimi, and I will judge all of the lists based on creativity and viability. Now, obviously, there's going to be a lot of bias there because it's just me judging the lists, and there's a good chance that I missed something or I missed the combo that you put in. But if you did write a description for your UVS Ultra deck list, I promise I did read it. And I received 29 submissions, and I really, really enjoyed all of the submissions. So if you made a submission to this contest, just know that I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate the deck list that you sent in. There was no list that I saw and just thought, oh my gosh, this is terrible. I really liked every single list, and it was really hard for me to pick a winner. There were like 10 different lists that I was deciding between to pick a winner, and eventually I just had to settle on one. By the way, when I look at the lists, I don't look at anybody's names. I would just go to the submissions, copy all the UVS Ultra deck lists into this presentation, and then I went through and chose the winner, and then I went and looked at the name and looked at the names of everybody who submitted. So I just do that so that I can remove any sort of potential bias from the judging. One thing that I did want to see in the lists was, one, of course, creativity and viability, but also just to maximize the abilities of Camie Utsushimi. Now, on face, she gets to commit, discard a taunt card, and take something, the damage of something to 0 before the block step. So I want to make sure that the winning deck list is going to have a solid number of taunts. I don't think you need to go crazy with the number of taunt cards, but you do want to be consistently seeing them in your hand so that you can discard them. And if you can, you would like to be able to pick which block zone you discard on defense, right? Like you have a high and you have a mid block. And then, if you're playing a like Nomu who's only playing mid attacks, then you would know to discard your high for your responsibility and keep the mid block in your hand. So I want a deck list that has a solid number of taunt cards with a good number of zones. And then the second response, commit a foundation after your attack's completely blocked, is considered partially blocked, basically allowing Camie to make any attack into a throw. So I want to see a deck list that takes advantage of that. And then she gets these 2 support cards, which you didn't have to include in your list, but they're her support cards for a reason. She gets Glamour, discard momentum, add this card to your hand, commit, if this non-throw attack deals damage, draw 1 card. And I think that this is just a really strong foundation even outside of Camie, but it's an insanely strong foundation with her. So anyway, it's my opinion that probably any Camie Utsushimi deck probably wants to run this at a 3 or 4x. And then you get High Key Mirage, this 3 difficulty attack, 1 mid 3, that if this attack deals damage, draw 1 card and add the top card of your deck to your momentum. And you'll always make sure it deals damage because of course, Camie's second response, right? And then if it deals damage, not only do you get the momentum from the enhance, but then you're going to put it into your momentum during the end step, and now you have 2 momentum from this 1 poke attack, and it replaced itself by drawing a card. So it works amazing as just a poke attack on a setup turn, but it also works in a lethal attack string because of this second response, card pool flip. Before your rival makes a check to block an attack, that check gets -3. Sorry, my head's kind of in the way there. But basically, even though this is a 1 speed attack, you're donating 3 speed to a future attack, and you're setting up a momentum. So like an attack like Home Run Comet, for example, you're getting a momentum for Home Run Comet, and the big downside of Home Run Comet is that's 3 speed. You're getting to donate 3 speed to that attack. I'm just using that Home Run Comet as an example, but there's a lot of different things you could do with that. Hey, High Key Mirage doesn't need the speed, but it's willing to donate 3 speed to the finisher, because typically on your finishing attack, you don't want to turn your finishing attack into a throw because you're wanting to deal full damage when it gets to that point. And High Key Mirage helps because if they block High Key Mirage and you get to donate 3 speed, it's effectively like giving 4 speed. Okay, this is too long of an intro. Let's jump into the lists. But I just wanted to do that, so that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a deck list that is viable, it's creative, and it maximizes all of Camie's abilities and really uses her support cards to the best that it can. Although you didn't have to use the support cards. So I'm going to go in order of air and then all and then death and talk about all of the lists. Here's the first list for the air symbol. And here you can see Home Run Comet and you can see Indiscriminate Shock with 3x High Key Mirage. So right away you're seeing this. We're going to be donating the speed of of High Key Mirage to Home Run Comet, and we're going to be using that momentum that we got for a massive comet. And then we're also, Jolt is going to be guaranteed momentum. So if we play like a High Key Mirage into a Jolt, we've just gotten ourselves 3 momentum that turn for your next turn. And that's going to feel amazing. You also have Floating Drop, which is just a well-statted card that has powerful 3. So you get another opportunity for this mega damage move. And then, of course, your rival always has to respect an Indiscriminate Shock. Some other things about this list, I like how aggressive we are on Cheerleader with 3x because momentum is never going to be an issue with Camie. Nice Try, of course, is your taunt. Bring It On is a taunt, Glamour, and Rabble Rousing. Now, the one downside is like Rabble Rousing and Bring It On. I really wish we could switch these to something else because they're basically in the list because they are taunt cards, but they're not like... The problem with Bakugo Force Kit is they're so Bakugo Force centric that it does kind of feel bad to bring those cards in on a different list. Although Bring It On is just kind of a generically strong foundation. Next list here, we have a Storm of Blades list. So a 1-check coming in here. And if you'll notice, everything is a mid attack, including High Key Mirage. And then we can, I guess the dream here would be like Mirage, Phantom Charge, Piercing Barrage, Storm of Blades, finds a Storm of Blades, finds a Storming Blades, finds a Phantom Cross. And now this Phantom Cross is just a massive, massive damage move. And the next list is also going to be very similar to this in the sense that everything is a mid attack. And once again, we're including Phantom Cross as this massive finisher that we can make. It's already 5 speed, I believe. And then if we donate from High Key Mirage, it's basically an 8 speed finishing attack, and you're going to give it tons of +2s. Also, what I like here is Nejire Wave, taking advantage of the momentum from Mirage. Claw Stopper, since with Camie, we can always make sure that an attack goes into our momentum. Claw Stopper is just a great attack to always put in there. Tentacle Grasp, it's only at a 1 of, but I think it's solid. It's a throw to get the momentum. I do wish we had a few more ways to spend our momentum on offense beyond just Nejire Wave, although we are playing, again, a Decoy Duplicate and 2 Cheerleaders, so we have some momentum-based defense as well. As far as taunt cards, we are running 3 Irritated and 4 Glamour, and the 4 High Key Mirage alongside 1 Bring It On. All right, our next list here, we are running, it's very similar to the earlier list we saw where you have High Key Mirage, Jolt, and Indiscriminate Shock, but here we don't have Home Run Comet. Home Run Comet can sometimes be kind of weird with Mirage because Mirage is not a charge or high attack, so it's not going to count towards Home Run Comet. So here we're running Meteor Shower to take advantage of our momentum. We have Zero Gravity Lift to take things into our momentum. And then we even have Instant Explosive Release to jump into our momentum. The one thing that I want to see here is something with the powerful. I don't think any of these attacks have the powerful keyword. And I'm wanting something with powerful. Like Meteor Shower is a cool way of taking advantage of the momentum. But the downside of Meteor Shower is that it's only 5 damage. I think Meteor Shower really gets broken when you're able to make it 8 or 9 damage, and then you're able to cycle it. So I'm looking for something, I think, with a powerful attack, but I like all of the ideas in this list. The Jolt, Instant Explosive Release, Zero Gravity Lift, Meteor Shower. It's a very neat idea. Once again, we got Nice Try here for our taunt. I think that's one of the biggest benefits of going on the air symbol is just that you get Nice Try, this very strong generic foundation with the taunt keyword. So a solid number of taunt cards. And let's see, we got two more air lists here, two more air lists. All right, this one we once again have Home Run Comet and Indiscriminate Shock, but here we're also playing Double Jab Pummel and Close Quarters Subdual. If you, this is a Close Quarters Subdual is a jet burn card that says your rival commits 1 foundation for every charge attack in your card pool. So this is a really nice setup to Indiscriminate Shock and Home Run Comet. I mean, you can go High Key Mirage, and then like Electric Jolt, Close Quarters Subdual, Stun 2, Double Jab Pummel, you know, get this set up into Double Jab Pummel, into Indiscriminate Shock, and then donate your speed from High Key Mirage. And at this point, they're just not going to be able to block it. So I like having two finishers here, the Home Run Comet and the Indiscriminate Shock. I think this is a very strong attack lineup, and it's very obvious how Mirage fits into the equation here. We've got the cheerleaders. I think, you know, this is just going to be a very common air foundation for Camie. We got the Wealthy Aspirations for even more momentum, so that when we use High Key Mirage, we're getting 2 momentum off of this. Home Run Comet gets your own momentum. You're going to make a massive Home Run Comet here, and they're not going to be able to block it. Once again, Flustered and Glamour, 2 jet burn cards making their way in. Flustered, of course, is just going to get you to draw a card. Glamour is going to help you draw, and Double Jab Pummel is going to help you dig for attacks. And the 4 nice tries. I really, really liked this list. This list was definitely one of my finalists for the winner. All right, and then we have an air list that's totally centered around Blitz Rush, a very, very unique and creative list. We're getting the, you know, Jolt is going to go to our momentum. High Key Mirage is going to get us 2 momentum. 1 off the enhance and 1 off of just itself doing damage if you use Camie's response. Seafood Slugger, if you have, I believe, more momentum than your rival. Let me look it up. Sorry, I just forgot the wording on Slugger, even though I've talked about it a million times in different Amajiki lists. But Slugger says, if you have more momentum than your rival. Okay, well, you're almost always going to have more momentum than your rival, unless you're like playing Amajiki. And so you'll grab a momentum. And then we're even playing 4 Manifest to get even more momentum. And then we're going to make this Blitz Rush. That's going to get 2 damage for each of our momentum. And then we can use Camie to give this Blitz Rush throw effectively. I really, really like this idea. The one thing that I'm looking for is another way to spend the momentum, because all of our deck is based around getting this momentum. Now we do have like Decoy Duplicate. We're missing Cheerleader, but we do have Decoy Duplicate. But I'm wanting another way on offense to spend our momentum. I really like this Blitz Rush idea. I think it's a really creative idea that probably has some legs to it, honestly. And it would feel really nice at like locals to dunk on someone with Blitz Rush. But yeah, I want something with like the powerful keyword here to also take advantage of our momentum. Because Blitz Rush isn't discarding the momentum, right? You're just getting 2 damage for each thing that you have. Also, you'll notice that a lot of these decks are running Heroic Passion. And that's because Camie commits it just on face. When with her second response, commit 1 foundation, you would commit Heroic Passion, and then you get to draw a card. So between Heroic Passion, Glamour, and Flustered, you get quite a bit of card draw, and Destined for Mainstream Success. Yeah, you're getting a lot of card draw with Camie. I think Air is going to be a really strong symbol for her. That's going to do it for the Air decks, though. Let's jump into All. The big benefit of the All symbol compared to Air and Death is just how many taunt cards you're getting access to. We're going to see these All decks have a lot more taunt cards in them than the other 2 symbols. This All list is centered around Slashing Whirlwind and Focused Attack. Slashing Whirlwind is going to be a great way we can cash in on the momentum generated from Mirage, and then we can even give it more speed. I believe Slashing Whirlwind is if you've done damage this turn, which Camie, you will have done damage that turn, then you can discard 2 momentum for 10 damage. So you're going to make this massive Slashing Whirlwind. You can donate your speed from High Key Mirage and finish the game out there. But also, everything's a mid. So then you can make these massive focused attacks. And this is just going to be great deadlock on top of that. So I really like this attack package here. I'm not a huge fan of Chokeslam or Cat Punch, but they're kind of necessary in this list because we need all mids. But I think maybe like instead of Cap Punch, throw in the Brutish Swagger because it's also a taunt card. And then draws and even sometimes gets stun. If you like draw and then you Chivalrous Competitor and now you've drawn 2, then you can stun. Or you can use like Ruthless Mockery to also draw a card since it has taunt. So I think I'd probably rather see Brutish Swagger than the Cap Punch, but I really like this idea of Slashing Whirlwind and Focused Attack alongside High Key Mirage. And then as far as taunt cards here, we've got a ton. Always Cool is a taunt, Evading Copy is a taunt, Challenging the Fakes is a taunt, Glamour is a taunt. As I said, all of these symbol decks are really not going to be struggling for taunt cards. Also, I think Challenging the Fakes is a really nice foundation with Camie because it's if you don't block, you don't have to take damage for Challenging the Fakes to go off. It's just if you don't block that attack. And Camie can effectively block an attack without necessarily blocking it. So that makes a lot of sense. All right, our next list here is going to be our first all symbol list. I think I had like 3 lists with this combo, but it just makes too much sense. The All Might's Mentorship, Award the Victor, and Hardened Barrage, being that you can Hardened Barrage. If it deals damage, you're going to unflip a foundation. You can then Award the Victor, put it on top of your deck. All Might's Mentorship, draw it, and then Hardened Barrage, unflip, Award the Victor, and it's going to, even if they block it with a high block, it's still going to deal damage. So basically you're saying, unless you have 2 high blocks in your hand, I'm just going to play out my entire hand as attacks. And I'm always going to pass my checks because Award the Victor is giving +2 to my check. And I'm drawing and discarding with All Might's Mentorship. Now it's not, I don't believe it's like an infinite combo because you're not Tiger. There's some, I think you also need to be drawing because All Might Mentorship draws and discards. I think you need something else to also draw to make it a true infinite, but you are going to just be able to play 6 straight attacks and it's going to feel really nice. But they're going to be 5 damage attacks. Camie's not increasing the damage of Hardened Barrage. So yeah, it'll just be this like 6 straight 5 damage attacks. You also get plus Ultra Smash for like the same thing. If you have less foundations than your rival, unflip one, and then you can unflip Award the Victor. So you get kind of the same concept there. But other than that, Texas Smash is going to feel really nice. Donate speed 2 for the damage, or just make into a throw, giving something 4 damage. Haunting and Hitoshi Shinso. This is just a generically nice attack that just happens to have the taunt keyword. Always Cool for taunt, Challenge of the Fakes, and Glamour. And then down here, Ruthless Mockery. I really like Ruthless Mockery. Again, if you play Ruthless Mockery, if the card has taunt, you're drawing a card and it's getting stun 1. So if you play it with High Key Mirage, then you're going to be getting a momentum off High Key Mirage. You're going to be drawing off High Key Mirage, drawing off of Ruthless Mockery, and then if it deals damage, getting a momentum. So there's just so much value of playing that as a poke attack there. All right, this next list, here's one where we see Brutish Swagger and High Key Mirage. And then we have St. Louis Smash as our powerful attack here. I don't think these other things have charge, but it is just nice to have a powerful attack. And then Deadly Ambush, second enhance says if this attack deals damage, your rival loses 2 health, you gain 2 health. Well, it'll always deal damage with Camie. And Flex Your Might is interesting at a 4 of, but remember these are taunt cards. So this is giving us 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. I think this list is playing 32 taunt cards. So by far the most taunts of any list. And then down here, we have a list that's very centralized against around the Award the Victor All Might Mentorship combo. You can see we're playing 3 plus Ultra Smash and 4 Hardened Barrage. And everything is just around making this happen. All right, our next one, we have added in Specialized Sound Waves, which makes sense. If we're going to be getting a free momentum off of Mirage, what better way to spend that momentum? You don't have to use that on like something that has powerful. You can also just spend it on something with like Specialized Sound Waves and then just go and find your best attack in your discard pile and draw it, and then guarantee your check, right? One foundation here that the first time we see in a list is Haughty. Basically, if this is your first attack this turn, you can give it, and your rival's at less than 10 health, you can give your non-throw attack plus 5 damage, but it's non-throw, like only in quotation marks, because we can make Camie to basically make it a throw. So I like including a few of these in the Camie lists. I also like adding in some Sugar Rush power up, since we're really focusing on making some massive attack. And here we once again have shoot style St. Louis Smash, but we're running some charges to be able to remove with it. Specialized Sound Waves, I believe, is a charge. Rapid Punches, I believe, is a charge. Last Second Release. And I'm not sure about Expert Flurry. Was there... I think there was something else that I wanted to mention. A Night Watch makes sense with how many actions we are running. No, let's jump to the next one. All right, this next one is, once again, Hardened Barrage combo, but we're running Final Smash so that we can always find it. We're running this at a 3x, so instead of running like plus Ultra Smash to guarantee that you at least find some sort of combo, here we're running Final Smash so that we can go and grab a Hardened Barrage, and we're running Create Capture Net so that if we only have one piece of the combo one stage, we can play the other foundation, use Create Capture Net, and build it down. Like if we're missing Award the Victor, right? All Might Mentorship needs to be in your card pool. But if we're missing like Award the Victor, you can Create Capture Net and get the Award the Victor in your stage, because once again, everything is centered around the combo. All right, next all deck is another focused attack all mids deck. Here we're using Cap Punch, Valiant Assault, and Justice Rush. Now, the Valiant Assault is... Okay, we can combo off of Cap Punch. I don't think Red Guard is a punch. Let me look this up. Let me look this up. I hate when I can't think of things right away. Red Guard is not a punch. Okay, so the Valiant Assault combo is going to be a little hard to get off, since Justice Rush and Red Guard and High-Key Mirage are all not punches. But we do get Cap Punch. Oh, we're only running one of it. Okay, for some reason I just saw Valiant Assault that we're running 4. Makes a lot more sense now. We're running one Valiant Assault combo off of the punches. And then we're going to be making this massive focused attack. Also, Justice Rush, with the amount of momentum that Camie has access to. Justice Rush has EX4 on it. It's an attack that doesn't see a lot of play, but when it works, it really works. But again, the engine of this deck is fundamentally High-Key Mirage, Cap Punch, and Focused Attack. And Red Guard for even more defense. We're going to be able to full block pretty much everything. Down here, we're getting Pro to Dry Eyes, and then we get our taunts, Evade and Copy, Challenging the Fakes, and Glamour. And we get some copies of Ruthless Mockery. Jump to our next all symbol deck, and this is a really, really unique one. We are running 4 United States of Smash, and of course everything except for High-Key Mirage has Smash in it. Now, United States of Smash says commit, I think it says commit all your foundations. Your attack gets plus 1 speed for every foundation committed this way, and plus 1 damage for every 2 attacks with Smash in your discard pile. It's something like that, but it already starts out at like 10 damage. And so then if you have 12 Smash cards in your discard pile, then this is going to be 16 damage. And then we can donate our speed from, and it's going to become massive speed because you're committing all your foundations. And then we can donate 3 speed from High-Key Mirage to United States of Smash, and we're just making this massive attack. Also, Detroit Smash is a great way to spend the momentum that you get from High-Key Mirage, because United States of Smash gets big without any momentum. So you can see this like attack line of High-Key Mirage, grab your momentum, Detroit Smash, discard your momentum, add 3 cards from your hand, your momentum, discard those, and now you have a 12 damage Detroit Smash. Follow that up with this 16 damage United States of Smash. I think this is a really cool idea. Also, we've got Shoot Style St. Louis Smash to discard our momentum, and I can't remember which of these are charges, or if they're charges, or if this is just a powerful idea. But you can see, like, I really like this Detroit Smash, United States of Smash kind of combo here. And then all of our foundations are focused on giving those attacks damage, right? Carbo loading +3, crystallize +2, Tomura's protector +2, charging one for all +5, right? Can't you give it +5? Revel +1, staggering +2, public support +1/+1. Yeah, you can see how we're gonna be making this United States of Smash like 20 plus, 30 plus damage. Okay, well, United States of Smash, you commit all your foundations, right? But you can see how we're making this Detroit Smash huge, and then we're gonna follow it up with a huge United States of Smash. So I like the ideas that work here. Very, very creative. All right, our next all symbol deck. Let's see. I think this is the last one. Nope, we got 3. Okay, 3 more all symbol decks. On this one, we have a Haikyuu Mirage, Valiant Assault, Brutish Swagger, Vanquishing Punch, Facepalm Takedown. This is one where I wish Brutish Swagger had the punch keyword. Unfortunately, it's just a Fury Taunt, so Valiant Assault does not get to combo off of it. You're kind of counting on Vanquishing Punch to combo the Valiant Assault. We have Hitoshi Shinso, again, just a nice taunt card. Brutish Swagger is a taunt. Haikyuu Mirage. I do wish that we had a way to spend our momentum. Is Vanquishing Punch a powerful? I cannot remember. I think it's a stun. It's a stun attack, but I don't believe it's a powerful. We get Ruthless Mockery and Airy Smiles. We're playing all the good taunt cards as foundations. Air Force style at a 4X. I do like this for anti-readying. 4X is going to be pretty aggressive there. And then Facepalm Takedown for another type of throw. We're just going to be dealing damage through throws, and then we're going to be defending with Challenging the Fakes and Camie. Let's jump. Oops. Next one. Haikyuu Mirage, Invincible Clasp, Chronostasis Trigger, Facepalm Takedown, Brutish Swagger, Haunting of Hitoshi Shinso. Yeah, so now we're going even further into our throws game plan. We got the 4 Facepalm Takedown and the 4 Invincible Clasp. So a very, very throw heavy all list. We got the Ruthless Mockery. I love the Brutish Swagger, Ruthless Mockery. I think both of these had it, right? Yeah, both of these had that combo. You draw a card off Brutish Swagger, you play Ruthless Mockery, you're going to draw another card. That unlocks the stun 2. You can play your Hitoshi Shinso, which is also going to effectively get stun 2. It's stun 2, or your rival does discards a card. Something along those lines. Let's jump to our next one. This one is a really, really creative list. I was really enjoying this attack lineup, and it looks so odd when you first take a look at it, but it makes sense the more you stare at it. Slashing Whirlwind, again, great way to cash in on the momentum. We get Gutter Punk Elbow as a really unique way to cash in on the momentum. Gutter Punk Elbow combos with a weapon and then says add the first card in your card pool to your hand. And it just says card in your card pool. It doesn't say attack. So even if you have flipped Haikyuu Mirage to give the speed, not to give the speed, the check modifier, you can still pick it up right back with Gutter Punk Elbow. Basically, you're getting access to that taunt card for defense, but you got to play it. You got to use the speed. You got to draw. You got to get to for your momentum, and then you just get Gutter Punk Elbow, pick it right back up, and then we actually get a lot of forcing our rival to discard cards here, or discard momentum. Sorry about that. Borrowed Goods is going to steal their momentum. Capture Evildoers is going to steal their momentum. And then we're going to use this momentum that we steal for a massive slashing whirlwind. And then over here, we're always going to have drawn, of course, with Haikyuu Mirage. So Talented Baker makes a lot of sense. We got our Evade and Copy, Challenging the Fakes, Glamour, always cool. Yeah, the all symbol just is never going to struggle with having solid taunts to have access to. And then our first death list. And this is it looks like a bigger list than it really is because we have all of these 1x, 1x, 1x. But let's just analyze the attack lineup real quick because this has a lot of ideas that we're going to see in a lot of these death lists. Basically, Howitzer Impact Cyclone is like the Camie Utsushimi death symbol MVP. One, you get to draw a card for each of your momentum. So you're taking advantage of the momentum generation from Mirage by being able to draw. And it's going to have powerful 3. So we get to make this massive attack. And it, it's a 3-speed attack that you donate speed to with Mirage. So this is one of those attacks that it feels amazing in any character that can give it speed. And Dual Needle Lunge is another way we can get momentum. Blue Flame Palm Strike is another way we can get momentum. And so pretty soon you can see how we're like going to be using a Howitzer Impact Cyclone to draw 4, and we can just give it 12 damage and then turn it into a throw, or just make it super fast and unblockable. And then as for the taunt cards here, we see Always Cool. Now this was on the all symbol as well. Was it on the all symbol? Was Always Cool in these all symbol lists? Yeah, it was. So it just a generically strong taunt card that we're going to see. The death symbol struggles for taunts, much more so compared to the all symbol. So, on the air symbol, we were always seeing Nice Try. On the death symbol, we're always going to basically see Always Cool at like a 2 of, 3 of, 4 of. You just kind of have to have it. Because you're struggling. There really, before Jetburn, there really weren't any taunt cards on the death symbol beyond. Let's see, I can't remember, but we do see Bring It On here coming from Bakugo's kit. Let's take a look here. Death taunt cards. What were the death taunt cards before Jetburn? Okay, Hulking Grimace and Tormenting Glare. There were only 2, just Hulking Grimace and Tormenting Glare. Full Cowling Impact makes a lot of sense here. It becomes this really high damage poke that you can turn into a throw, and if they completely block it, you're going to be destroying a foundation. Blood Transfer, just a great card to get into our momentum. And then Vile Seizing is just a death staple. Makes sense there. Now this next list is going to bring Instant Explosive Release. We saw this put in a few air symbol lists, and it's going to be really, really frequent on the death symbol. It just makes too much sense. If you start off with a High Key Mirage that you make deal damage, then Instant Explosive Release is always online. But here we're also pairing it with Nitro Explosion Ignition, which is going to remove itself from the card pool. And we're pairing it with Dual Needle Lunge, which is going to go away from the card pool and into our momentum. So we have Dual Needle Lunge, High Key Mirage, and Instant Explosive Release, all to generate momentum. And then once again, we see Howitzer Impact Cyclone coming in clutch. Of course, one of the hidden benefits of Nitro Explosion, it doesn't just remove itself from the card pool, it gives an attack powerful 2, and then you can... So if you didn't draw the Howitzer Impact, but you just drew a Nitro, a lot of times powerful 2 is going to do the trick just as much as powerful 3. So that makes a lot of sense here. The one attack that's kind of missing from this list, since we have 4 different attacks that are leaving our card. Okay, High Key Mirage isn't leaving our card pool, sorry. We have 3. Nitro's leaving our card pool, Instant Explosive Releases leaving our card pool, and Dual Needle Lunge. To me, it would kind of make sense to throw in some stun grenades. Although I can't remember. These are all Fury, I know. Is Dual Needle Lunge Fury? It's a weapon tech. I don't think it has Fury. Okay, so that might be why there's no stun grenade here, because I don't think Dual Needle Lunge is Fury. But the other thing that's kind of the main thing that's holding this list back, in my opinion, is 3 Glamour and 2 High Key Mirage. And I think that's it for taunt cards. Right? Yeah, I don't see any of Bakugo Force Kit in here. I don't see Always Cool. So with a 63 card list, I don't think 5 taunt cards is going to be enough to really maximize the first response on Camie. Although I really, really like this attack lineup and the ideas in there. But I don't think there's going to be enough taunt cards in here to maximize Camie's response. All right, our next list is a, let's see, 43 plus 23 is 66. This is going to be a 69 card list. Nice. And we see Hulking Grimace. So a taunt card that also kind of works well with Camie, right? Because you are getting to make this 10 damage attack a throw. And so it just feels really nice as a poke. Or if you lead with Haki Mirage, you do get first day of class on the death symbol to give your next check +2, and then you just get to ready it. And then you're playing your Hulking Grimace on a 5 instead of on a 7 as your second attack. So that makes a lot of sense. Also, if you lead off with it, you do get like League Invitation to make it basically on a 5 instead of on a 6. So you get some ways to lessen the blow of it being a 6 difficulty attack. But I do find the concept of just throwing in a couple Hulking Grimaces really enticing. Just a 10 damage attack in Camie that's also a taunt. But fundamentally, once again, we're running through Howitzer Impact Cyclone. We've got our Vile Seizings. And here we have our Stun Grenade. And remember, Hulking Grimace is a Fury. And we've got our Nitro Explosion and our Instant Explosive Release. So the attack package looks quite similar to this one, but we are 4xing Haki Mirage now, and we've added in a couple Hulking Grimaces, gotten rid of the Dual Needle Lunge, and instead we're bringing in Stun Grenade. Stun Grenade is going to help us draw a Fury, and if Nitro and Instant Explosive, we're going to get bonuses to our Stun, which is going to help because preferably what we want to do is donate speed to Howitzer Impact Cyclone, and then we want to stun them out and then hit them over the top of this massive powerful 3 move that they just can't. Typically you don't want your finisher doing only half damage, you want it doing full damage, and this list has a lot of ways to make that happen. Also, if you look at the foundations, it can look like there's just a ton of foundations, and that's true because we do have quite a bit of 1Xs, but just if we look at what they're doing, it makes sense, right? In Control is giving speed. Master's Apprentice is giving speed. Nervous Habit is giving speed. Irritated is giving speed. Snack Time is giving speed. Let's Fight Bad Guys is giving speed. So I like this idea of we're going to make our finishing attack really, really fast. And we're going to use Camie's response early on the Haki Mirage. Or pretty much we're always going to be using it on our first attack because we want our instant explosive releases to be online. But we get a lot of ways to draw here. Howitzer Impact and Stun Grenade, both just great draw cards. And then we've got a few Go for the Wins too, and a League of Villains. We do have quite a bit of 1Xs. I think this list could have been a little more, what would you say, like optimized? But there's nothing wrong with throwing in some 1Xs. But I think if I was to play with this list quite a bit, I would probably see the sheer number of foundations, the quantity of different foundations go down a little bit. Whereas I'd keep around 43 cards in the foundations, but just maybe a little less. But once again, we see Hulking Grimace as a taunt, Mirage as a taunt, Irritated as a taunt, Glamour as a taunt, Always Cool as a taunt. So that's 4, 8, 12, 14, 18. 18 taunts in a 69 card list. I think that's about right where you want to be. All right, our next one, very, very similar attack lineup to our last one. The only real difference here is that we have a Blast Rush Turbo, which I really, really like that addition. You're getting to discard a momentum, and you're going to be getting damage for all of your Fury attacks in your card pool. So that makes a ton of sense to put in here. I also really like this addition of capabilities of committing and your Fury attack getting that extra speed and damage boost. I think you have to discard a momentum too with capabilities. I can't remember, and I think I've looked things up too many times here, but I believe it's commit, discard a momentum, and then it gets like 3 speed, 2 speed, and 5 damage, or something like that. So that makes a lot of sense to give to your finisher. And then we see Glamour in here as well. So with the Glamour, always cool. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. That's a solid, on 59, 65 cards, 13 taunts seems solid. All right, let's jump to our next list. Now, this is going to be a different take on Death Camie compared to the others. And this one, we are trying to destroy our rival stage. So, Full Cowling Impact destroys something. Evil Gaze, we can, if it's blocked, it's going to destroy something. Brutal Explosion, if this attack deals damage, you're going to destroy something. Red Gauntlet, if this attack deals damage. It's a flash attack that says if this attack deals damage, your rival destroys 2 face down foundations. Of course, since Camie works at response speed, Red Gauntlet is a really, really solid attack for Camie because she can guarantee that Gauntlet's going to do damage. So like if you're playing an Overhaul, you can just guarantee that you're going to be destroying 2 of Overhaul's foundations with that one attack. The one thing this list is missing that I'd like to see is High Key Mirage. But we're focusing on the destruction, and so instead we're bringing in some of the Bakugo's kit with like Bring It On, Always Cool, and Glamour to try and make up the taunts. I'm not sure there's quite enough taunts there, though, that I'd like to see. All right, our next one is once again a Foundation Destruction Bakugo. We're 4x, Foundation Destruction Bakugo. Foundation Destruction Camie. We are 4xing Evil Gaze. We've got the Red Gauntlets, the Vile Seizings. We've added in Turn to Dust now. And yeah, I think that's the only attack we've really added in from this one. Oh, Gouging Needle, by the way, is just another powerful attack. Yeah, and on this one we've taken Evil Gaze to a 4x, and we've added Turn to Dust, but we're still not running any High Key Mirage. But we also have added in Bakugo's taunt card Irritated here. All right, on this attack, we're back to this Howitzer Impact Cyclone Stun Grenade combo. But on this one, we got the Heroic Passion to draw. I really like the addition of Encouragement. It's flip after your unblocked attack deals damage, you get to discard it from the card pool. I always get confused. Is it the blocked attack or is it the unblocked attack? But it's just another way to like play mind games with someone that if you don't block me, I'm going to build it down. If you do block me, I'm still going to do half damage with the High Key Mirage and Instant Explosive Release, Nitro, Stun Grenade, Howitzer Impact Cyclone. I really, really like this list. The one thing that this list is missing, and this is just kind of a common theme on the death symbol, is we are not running Always Cool. We're not running Irritated or Hulking Grimace. So with 60 something cards, we're only running 8 taunt cards. So I really, really like the attack package of this list. I just feel like it's going to get held back a little bit by not fully maximizing Camie's first response. All right, our next list is more Foundation Destruction. Okay, no, not Foundation Destruction, sorry. I just saw Flamethrower and immediately went to Foundation Destruction. Although, I kind of think these other lists that were leaning into destroying our rival stage maybe should have been running some Flamethrower, because if this attack deals damage, destroy one rival foundation, and then you can always make sure that it deals damage. But the other benefit of Flamethrower is that it's a powerful 3 attack, and so it's just another way to take advantage of High Key Mirage. Now here, the other way that we're taking advantage of momentum is Death Arms Wallop. So we get 2 ways here, and we get High Key Mirage to get momentum, Instant Explosive Release, Dual Needle Lunge, and then we're going to be making these massive Death Arms Wallops or Flamethrowers. So I really, really like, I just like this idea. This is a way we're taking advantage of momentum without playing Howitzer Impact Cyclone like all of the other lists. And we get Always Cool down here. And of course, Glamour at a 4x. I don't think there was a single list that I got that's not 3xing or 4xing Glamour, which I think is just the right move. All right, next up we have Howitzer Impact again. We have a Stun Grenade Howitzer Impact Cyclone deck. Here we're also running Angry Yelling from Bakugo's kit for another taunt card. Also Bring It On and Always Cool. Here we are adding in Grenadier Bracers and bringing in cards like Brute Strength to destroy our stage and help this go up in its, help give damage, and then add bracers to like Howitzer Impact Cyclone, which I think makes a lot of sense. When we're making everything throws, we're making something big a throw. We just want to increase its damage as much as possible. So I like the addition of Grenadier Bracers here. All right, our next list is, instead of Howitzer Impact Cyclone for our momentum payoff, we are using Sudden Death Assault as our momentum payoff. We can Dual Needle Lunge into High Key Mirage into Sudden Death Assault, and now we've got our 2 momentum to make our rival lose 5 health. So I like that concept here. Let me scroll down. Okay, I also like Suited Up because Suited Up can be used as, the commit 1 foundation. We can commit Suited Up to pay costs. And then I like the addition of Teamwork here just to add 5 damage to our massive attack. And Sudden Death Assault also just has Powerful 3. So you can either use it to just make your rival lose 5 health, or it just says, hey, if you try and block me with a mid block, you're going to be getting -3, and I just get Powerful 3. So we get a few different options there. And then we're running Irritated at a 4 of, primarily just as a high block taunt card. Next up, we have another Foundation Destruction game plan. Here we're running Red Gauntlet, Flamethrower, and Brutal Explosion. We are not running the Deku one, Full Cowling Impact. We're not running Full Cowling Impact. Instead, we're doing Flamethrower. But we have added in High Key Mirage and Hulking Grimace because we absolutely need the taunts. And then Flamethrower is going to be the way we pay off the momentum generation from High Key Mirage. Let's see. I think there was something I wanted to talk about on the... We've got our Grenadier Bracers again with our Brute Strength. We have Go for the Win, another way to destroy a foundation and then build, or just to add speed to our finishing attack. Yes. And let's see. Oh, this is the last list. So this one is just 4xing everything here. We've got the Nitro, it's Explosive Release, Stun Grenade, Howitzer, Hulking. But we are missing High Key Mirage. So we're 4xing all of these. But I feel like High Key Mirage would help out Stun Grenade and Howitzer Impact Cyclone even more. And we've got our Brute Strength and Grenadier Bracers. For our taunt, since we're missing High Key Mirage, we are playing Irritated, Glamour, and Always Cool. So we're still getting 8 taunt cards, and this is going to be a more compact list. Let's see, 54, 56, 58. So it's going to be a little more of a compact list. But we are missing High Key Mirage, but we do see this fundamental game plan here of Nitro and Instant Explosive Release into a massive Howitzer Impact Cyclone. Oh, sorry, Hulking Grimace is our taunt. What am I thinking here? We have 6, 8, 12. Okay, so 12 out of 58 is totally fine. Sorry, sometimes I just look at the attack lineup and I think High Key Mirage is the only taunt card. It's late at night over here, guys. I apologize. I am positive that I really put a lot of time into reviewing these lists and trying to find out like the combos that each of them are doing. And I am positive that I have forgotten to mention about half of the cool combos that I actually saw in the list. If I forgot to mention something about your list, go ahead and put it in the comments below and just let everybody know, because I am positive that I missed things. But that is going to do it. That was all 29 lists for Camie Utsushimi. Again, I really appreciated everybody who sent me a list, and I really, really liked every single one. Like every single one of these was pretty dang solid. Like I would feel comfortable running these lists at a locals or at like Wednesday Webcam Weekly. And that is going to do it. And the winner is, out of 29 lists, there can only be one because I am not able to pre-order 29 boxes of Jetburn for everybody. So there can only be one. And the winner is Daniel with this Death Camie list. What I liked about this list is it had a little bit of everything, and I felt like it was really maximizing all of Camie Utsushimi's kit. We had a solid number of taunt cards with Always Cool, Glamour, Irritated, Hulking Grimace, High Key Mirage. So we were playing a solid number of taunt cards for her top response. We were paying off the momentum generation of High Key Mirage and Instant Explosive Release with Howitzer Impact Cyclone and Stun Grenade if needed. Stun Grenade was being used to draw. Howitzer Impact we're also drawing based on our momentum. Hulking Grimace was, just I think a very creative concept with Camie. Hulk and Grimace kind of fits into Camie decks like Ochako 2 decks, where it looks kind of silly that these characters are playing Hulk and Grimace, but it just kind of works. And then I liked the idea of all of these foundations giving speed. And I just thought this was a really well-rounded list that I could easily see myself playing. I do think that this looks like a refined rough draft, but it still would have a lot of playtesting to go to be a final draft. But I think all of the Camie Utsushimi decks right now are kind of rough drafts because we just haven't spent a lot of time with this character as a community. So, I'm okay seeing a lot of one-ofs and a lot of two-ofs as long as there's a consistent game plan that I can very clearly see. And I can really see it here. We're helping out our checks for Hulk and Grimace. We're getting all this speed. We're getting all this draw with latent skill, howitzer, and stun grenade. I can see the game plan here. I think it's very strong. I think it's really well balanced. So this was Daniel Tickle. By the way, he got top 4 at the Rochester RLE with Earth Overhaul. And I think he was actually Swiss champ of that event and then got into top 4 during top cuts. And then we actually played each other at the retro event. So when I decided on this list as the winner, I was really happy to see the name because Daniel is just a really cool person. So congratulations to Daniel. You are my 200 subs giveaway competition winner. And stay tuned. If you did not win, stay tuned because I think I'm at like 238 subscribers right now. So whenever that gets up to around 300, I'm going to be doing another one of these competitions. But by that point, we're probably going to be talking about the Yu Yu Hakusho set. I'll probably be pre-ordering somebody a set of that. Or maybe we'll still be in the Jetburn meta. We'll just have to see. But keep your eyes and ears. I don't know. It's too late at night. I can't even finish that sentence. I got to sign off here, guys. My brain is fried. We gotta cut me off here. But I got a lot of Jetburn content coming, and I'm very, very excited for this next 2 weeks. I have a little notes app where I've been putting my ideas, and I've got like 15 different ideas right now of just solid Jetburn content that I've been very, very excited. But before I could get into that content, I wanted to first do the Nationals deck list reviews and then announce the winner of this competition. But just so you know, there's a lot of solid content coming that I'm very, very excited to make.